day. My name is Ugochukwu Ukwebu. I am a session lead with the ALX Udacity Cloud Developer Nanodegree program. This video is the second part in a video walkthrough series for Project 1, Deploy Static Websites on AWS. In the first part of this project, we created an S3 bucket to host websites, and we uploaded files to the S3 bucket. In this video, in this current part 2 video, we're going to secure the buckets using identity and access management policy. And then we're going to configure the S3 buckets. And then we're also going to configure CloudFront, which we're going to use to distribute the website. And then we're going to test the static websites that we have uploaded, or that we would have uploaded on S3 buckets on AWS. So let's get right onto it. All right, so at the end of part 1, we were uploading these files. It took about 30 minutes to upload, and now our screen report shows that we have successfully uploaded all the files into our of the static website into our S3 bucket static website 1512A. Right, so everything succeeded, no failure, and so we're ready to go. So let's get back to our instructions set. So we're here. So the next part is to secure the bucket. We've uploaded everything, uploaded all the files. So the next part is to secure the bucket via IAM. So we get back to where the bucket is. These are buckets. So we close this screen, upload status screen. So in our bucket instructions, we go to permissions. Okay, so to show that the bucket section shows it's empty, click on the edit button, and then we enter the following bucket policy into our bucket policy section. So I come here, permissions, bucket policy, empty, edit, and then paste the bucket policy that we were given in our instruction set. And we're told to one very important step here. We need to update this with the name of our bucket. See, this is our own bucket. Static website, static-website 1512A. So we need to update appropriately. So this is one place we have to be careful with, so that we don't make any mistake here. The name with the and so, okay, a brief one. What does this policy do? This policy pretty much allows any resource or any allows access or anything to get objects from this to get objects from this bucket. So basically, it allows access from maybe any user or any account on the web to access this bucket and get the objects would have stored in the bucket. In this case, our website files. Of course, that's the essence of having a website, so that it's globally viewable. That's in our case, right? So that's what this policy does. If we didn't add this policy to the buckets, we won't be able to we won't have the necessary permissions to be able to view the content of the website. We won't be able to do it via the normal endpoints of the bucket. So that's the brief explanation of what that policy does, and then we save the changes we made to it. So bucket policy, yes, and of course it was the one in publicly accessible, right? That's what we intend for that bucket. So that done. Note, if we were not learning about static website hosting, we could have made the object private and wouldn't have to specify any bucket access policy explicitly. In such a case, once we set up a CloudFront distribution, it automatically updates the current bucket access policy to access the bucket content. The CloudFront service will make this happen by using the origin access identity user. Of course, we learned a lot about the CloudFront and how it operates in our course. So if you need any refresher, just go back to the relevant part of your course and understand more on how CloudFront works and how it helps in distributing our websites. So here we're going to configure the S3 buckets. We go to the properties tab, scroll down to static website hosting, and then click on edit static website hosting. So back here to properties, scroll to the bottom. That's where we have static website hosting. We did that, and we enable website hosting. Let's see what our instructions are telling us. Enable website hosting. Okay, so tells us to enable website hosting, and then for both index and index for both index document and error documents, enter index.html and click save. So we come here, we've enabled static website hosting. So we're told to enable index.html here. Well, at least enter index.html there and in the error page. Okay. And that done, we save it. So let's see what our instructions are telling us this time around. Both index, okay. You must now be able to view the website endpoint as shown below. Okay, so here's what I mean. So once we have that, we can scroll. This is still the properties section. We'll get to the bottom. We now have a website endpoint, which we can use to access the website. So let's try and do that here. Okay, so this is a new tab. So I enter that, and that is the static website we just uploaded to S3, viewable from the bucket endpoint. That's the static website endpoint, right? Using this, and so using this endpoint, we're able to see the static website we uploaded to S3, right? So that phase done. Everything working so far, so good right now. And next thing is to distribute websites via CloudFront. So from services, top left, enter CloudFront, right? So want to distribute our service via CloudFront. So we come back here. Okay, so basically, okay, just before we move on, I just want to show a few things here. Before we get away from the buckets. So these are the content of our buckets. These are buckets. Okay, these are the objects in our bucket, right? And this is the index.html page, which is the home page of our website, which is which is um which is what we're able to see when we get to the tab. So this is the index page of our static website. So let's continue with our instructions. We go to CloudFront. So pretty much from services here, find CloudFront. Okay, and on CloudFront, from cloud from services, CloudFront, from CloudFront dashboard, click create distribution. So create the distribution, select delivery method. So back here, right, we create a new distribution. So we have everything here. Use the following details to create a distribution. All right, so these are the field. We have to enter this field. Don't select the bucket from the drop down. We have to paste the static website hosting endpoint. We already have it. So this is we already have the static website endpoint here. So that's what we're going to paste here, right? Using this format without that HTTP part. Let's look at it. Yeah, this format buckets.s3, right? And that's what we have there. So we have that. What else do we do? Uh, um, Default cache behavior, default settings, right? So basically, that sets up every other thing. We just follow the default setting, enable origin. No, so accept the default behaviors there. Yeah, leave the defaults for the rest of the options and click create distribution. Let's double sure that we've done everything we need to do. So everything looks pretty good here. And then, yeah, accept default settings and then create distribution, right? So this is going to take some time, around 5 to 10 minutes. Wait for this. This is not the status here is deploying. Wait for it to get deployed so that we can test the domain name that's been created for us by CloudFront. It may take up to 10 minutes for the CloudFront distribution to be created. Once the status of your distribution changes from in progress to deployed, yeah, in our case, it's deploying to deployed. Copy the endpoint URL for your CloudFront distribution found in the domain name column. So wait a little while for that to complete. Let's refresh that page to see. It's still deploying. Okay, looks like that has changed for us. So let's note that E1U. So if you look at it, this is the endpoint. Status is now enabled. This is the endpoint we just deployed. So we take from here. Let's click on the distribution name and let's go there. And we see we have a static website. Can now access is using the endpoints provided for us by CloudFront. So back to our instruction sets, in this example, domain name values for yours will be different, right? So basically we can use that and access the website, right? So how do we access the website? Open a browser like Google Chrome and paste the copied CloudFront domain name there without appending the index. Yeah, that's pretty much what we did here, right? Without appending index, and we have the travel blog. Okay. Yes, so that's yeah, access another way to access the website. Access the website via website endpoints such as this. I think that's what we're already accessing the website here as. Yeah, website endpoints. That's that. Of course, another way to get the website endpoints is to back to S3. And from properties, scroll down to the bottom, and we have the website endpoints there. So that's here. So access the website from three ways to access the website from the domain name given to us by CloudFront. Via the website endpoints, and then access the website object via its S3 object URL, such as this. So that's let's access it through its S3 bucket name. Uh, let's pick up the static website name there. The S3 buckets is the format for that is bucket name.s3.amazon.com. That's bucket name.s3.amazon.com. Okay, so now let's I usually get this students try to access their buckets like this and they get this access denied and they're wondering what happened, right? You need to append your home index.html name for you to be able to access that, right? So you can access our website using the domain name provided by CloudFront through the website endpoints, and then through the bucket using the S3 object URL, such as this, right? So those are the three ways to access our websites on S3. So those done, all three links, domain name, S3, and website endpoint will show you the same index.html, right? So that done, we have met the requirements for this. And then next thing you have this, you can go ahead to submit your project. Of course, there are project rubrics. So let's look at the project rubrics here for the for so these are project rubrics. These are what your website should meet. Uh, S3 bucket is visible in the AWS management console. Yes. You should provide screenshots for this. So take a screenshot showing your S3 bucket visible on the AWS management console. All website files should be added to the S3 bucket. Straight has submitted a screenshot showing all the website files uploaded to the newly created S3 bucket. S3 bucket is configured to support static website hosting. Uh, the bucket should allow public access. The S3 bucket has IAM bucket policy that makes the bucket's contents publicly available, right? So once you have these, your screenshots, you can submit your project. Website distribution, CloudFront has been configured to retrieve and distribute website files. Website access, the website should be accessible to anyone on the internet via a web browser. The server should have provided the CloudFront domain name URL and website endpoint URL for the website. So those are the things you need to put together to submit your project. You could prepare these screenshots, put them in your project for let's see, this is your, if this is your project directory what you are going to submit, you could kind of add a new folder, right? Call it screenshots. Put your screenshots inside your folder. And in this README, you could edit it to include the URLs, your website URLs, those three URLs, which the project reviewer can use to access your website. And then suggestions to make your project stand out. Customize your website by changing some of the text. For example, change the name from travel blog to your name. Change the background image of a website to display your favorite vacation photo instead of using the photo provided with the starter files, right? So in this second part of the video walkthrough series, I've pretty much completed what you need to get your project reviewed successfully, right? So I will end this here, but there'll be a third part. And in that third part, I will implement these suggestions needed to make our project stand out. So yes, in the third part, I'm going to make some changes to the homepage of the travel blog, and then I'm going to also change the display photo. That's this display photo that is this display photo that's here to give you a sample of a project that will stand out. So, but for now, this is the end of this. Once again, my name is Ugochukwu Ukwebu. I'm a session lead with the ALX, that's the Cloud Developer Nanodegree program. And I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough video of Project 1, deploy static websites on AWS. With the learnings you have here, trust me, you have everything it takes to build your own website, your own portfolio website. I believe every developer should have their own portfolio website, right? So now you have the skills to build your own portfolio website and host it as proof of the skills you've learned from this Nanodegree program. Thank you very much.